What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another highly combustible reaction. We're jumping into something. Utrecht has the largest bicycle parking and bike path on a school roof. You guys asked for it. I'm here for it. Definitely get over. Show Urban Cycling Institute some love if you enjoy the content. Their link is right inside of the description. Let's learn a little something. Let's go to Utrecht.
Welcome to Utrecht, the Netherlands, home to the world's largest bicycle parking garage, as well as the world's busiest bike path. And today we're going to go explore the city by bike, on foot, its bridges, canals, and its bike paths.
I'm telling you, Dutchies, you would be completely disappointed if you seen my city. We've got this whole infrastructure for bikes. So much that they've taken lanes away from the cars completely, because we used to have protected right-hand turn lanes. And almost every protected right-hand turn lane where there was like a little island there and you could just keep going if the light was red. You had your own lane on the other side. None of those exist anymore. Very, very, very few, because they've ripped out all those turn lanes and turned them into a bike infrastructure. But you might be lucky to see one bicycle while you're out. One or two bicycles as you drive across the town. It is nothing like this. It is nothing where there's a whole damn bicycle gang of people rolling around, where you see everybody outside on bicycles. If we had that, if we had the people for the infrastructure, I could totally see having the infrastructure. But I live in a city where people live here because they commute across the bay to where they go to work. You can't ride your bicycle to work. Most people aren't here just having fun in their time off riding bicycles to get around. So you very, very rarely see any bicycles while you're out and about. Someone took a picture in our Facebook group the other day and posted up, oh, wow, look, somebody's actually using the bike lanes. There's a lot of people that are really heated about the cars losing lanes to give to invisible bikers.
At the end of this adventure, we are going to give the city a human mobility score.
Yo, this is awesome. I love the edit.
Here you can see Utrecht Central Station behind me, the Netherlands' busiest train station, and what a magnificent structure it is. From this train station and one of its 21 tracks, you can catch a train to anywhere in the Netherlands. 21 tracks. If you want to get across the train tracks, but you don't want to go through the main terminal building, you have some options. And one of these options is to come across this bridge, which has a nice bike path built into it. Unfortunately, there was not enough room to install ramps on either side of the bridge, so you do have to walk up your bike, get back on the bike, ride across, dismount, and get back down again.
I mean, you do what you gotta do, right?
This right
is
here
nuts.
is, by some measures,
every single time I see a video of the Netherlands with this many bicycles, it blows my mind. If we had more bicyclists on our bicycle infrastructure, we might not be so damn obese.
the busiest bike path in the Netherlands and perhaps the entire world.
No kidding.
And this is the main route towards the central train station, shared with 2 bus lanes in the middle. When it gets really busy, you can see a whole lineup of cyclists waiting to get across this intersection. And for that matter, a whole lineup of buses as well. So here's the directions to the nearest
like
bike
the Twilight
parking.
Zone.
Stationsplein is the biggest parking garage that we'll visit. Jaarbeurs is on the back of the station, and then we have a much smaller one. To get to the world's largest bike parking garage, you might need the world's largest bike path. And this is easily like 8 meters across. With the train station
That's
behind
like a bicycle
me,
highway.
This is the entrance to the world's largest bicycle parking garage. And I am going to show you how wide this path into the bike parking garage actually is. So I'm going to do this by laying across here. And you can see I am about 1.76 meters. And that is about 5'10" for my American friends, and I am barely across one lane of this bike lane. So it is incredibly wide. I'm guessing maybe 5-6 meters, which allows a lot of volume to get in and out during rush hour. And now that I've given you perspective of just exactly how wide this bike path is, let's go take a tour of this bike parking facility. As we go in here, you'll notice that there are ramps all around this garage. So that means when you go access the multiple levels, there's no need to get off your bike or go up or down any stairs. You can just ride on through until you find your aisle. It'll even tell you how many spaces are free, then proceed to put your bike in. The gray marks the pedestrian walkways and the red marks the bike path. So as you cross the red areas, just watch out and don't get run over. The OV feet, or the public transport bikes, are available for rental in the bottom level of this garage. So if you have a Dutch public transport card, you can access those bikes. Next, we're going to bike over to...
I like that public transport in your place actually means not just buses and trains. It also means bicycles.
Schippersbrug, a bicycle bridge built specifically for cycling and walking. Along the way, we'll see some bicycle streets that's specifically designed for bicycle priority, and some amazing canal lift bridges that have been designed way back when. This is just a beautiful bicycle street by the canal. Look at the buildings, look at the architecture, and look at the nature that's around here. With the bicycle street, you can fit so many people on the same width of lane.
You made bigger bicycle streets because you had to, because there were so many people. The volume of bikes was too intense. We made bicycles hoping that we made bicycle infrastructure hoping that people would ride their bicycles, and they still don't. I'm gonna take you guys on a tour of my hometown one time. I'm just gonna drive around. You can count how many bikes you see. You'll see probably more stop signs than you will bicycles.
We are like 10 minutes outside of the city by bike, and just look at how peaceful it is here.
This video is brought to you by the EIT Urban Mobility Academy. And if you love learning about urbanism, check out their new courses at urbanmobilitycourses.eu. Link in the description below.
It's gonna get a high-ass mobility score at the end. I can already see it.
Behind us is the Daphne Schippersbrug, named after a famous track and field Dutch athlete. And this bridge goes over a primary school and winds across the canal. They had to make that little loop detour to make sure that the grade was easily climbed if you only have a single gear on a Dutch grandma bike. And from the central station, this bridge did manage to cut cyclist commutes by about 1 kilometer. And of course, now the fun part is going down this bridge. You do have to hit the brakes quite a bit coming down, just to make sure you don't run into anyone. But it's actually a real fun ride. Look at this. It's gentle enough for coming up and down, and the curves are like really quite pleasant. Behind me here is the Katerijnsingel in the heart of Utrecht. And up until a few years ago, this was a 6-lane highway, and it has been recently restored to its former function as a canalway through the center of the city. This is just one of the many amazing transformations that Utrecht has undergone in recent years.
That's a hell of a transformation, from highway to damn near a river.
It's an absolute pleasure to be walking along the canals of Utrecht. It's slightly different than those found in Amsterdam because they're higher up, which allows these canals to be used for things on the lower level. They have a really cool system going on here where
really
boats can deliver to the lower level. They have their storage rooms down here. When they need to use the products, and they just bring them up to the upper deck of the canal, and that's where you have most of your shop fronts. But now, most of the lower level is better used for dining. And yes, emergency vehicles do get through here. People tend to move out of the way, so it's not a big problem. I hope you enjoyed that tour of Utrecht, the Netherlands, and now we're going to give
the mobility score?
Mobility score. For transit, we're going to have to give it a 5 out of 5 because it is the largest train station in the Netherlands. Plus, there's very good local transit access, including a tram direct to the university that was just built a couple of years ago. On the front of cycling, 5 out of 5 just for the busyness and the width of the bike paths in the city. For walking, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 again here because in the front of the station, location. There is direct access to
The most
some very nice walking
the most
paths,
human mobile
canal,
place in the
and
world?
a very
Maybe.
modern shopping mall. On bike share, I'm going to have to give this a 3 out of 5. Despite a very excellent public transit bike share system, the OV Feats, it's difficult to find any other types of bike share. There's Donkey Republic here now, but there's a lack of scooter and electric mobility options. In total, that gives Utrecht, the Netherlands, a human mobility score of 18 out of 20, which is
18
very
out of 20.
impressive.
Extremely
so I hope you
impressive.
enjoyed that tour of Utrecht, the Netherlands, and I will see you at the next city.
Hey, that's really, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Utrecht, the world's largest bicycle parking and bike path on a school roof, most certainly deserves that mobility score that they got. Get over and show the Urban Cycling Institute some love for sure. Absolutely cool to see. Totally night and day difference from my hometown, though. Night and day. Where you see bicycles there, you will see cars here. We don't even see people really walking around, like, unless you are on maybe a disabled scooter to and from school. But most people in my hometown aren't here to stay here. They're here to commute to work because it's closer to San Francisco. It's closer to right across the bay. It's closer to all of these big technical places where people work. Most people here don't work in this city. So, and even if they do, they're driving cars, not bikes. It's just the way of the world here. Smash the like button if you liked it, the dislike button, but I won't believe you. Till the next one, I'm highly combustible. You guys be happy, healthy, safe. Let me to the moon and back. Peace.